Good evening and welcome to True Encounters. I'm your host, Marvin Allen. If you or anybody that you've known have had a sighting and would like for me to share it on my channel, please contact me. I would love to hear from you. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please click the link below. Like, comment, and share. Wow, as y'all all know, I was doing Ty J's stories and encounters because y'all been asking me about that for a minute. I'm getting ready to release part three. Now, mind you, Ty J had many sightings and many encounters. This is what she wanted me to put out there, you know, and so that's what I did. What can I say about Ty J? Is that the young lady is amazing. You know, what I can say is that she defied the odds. This young lady built a bond with these creatures. And this only happened in one in a million, if you want to break it down to that, because many people won't see these and many people won't get close to these creatures like she did. What is it about Tajay? I don't have the answer. She don't have the answer. But she seeks to find out why these creatures let her get so close to them. And like I said, she had many encounters, and I will be putting them out later down the road. But I just wanted to put these out, man. It's this encounter that I'm about to tell y'all is sad. But it just lets you know how these creatures are, and that they do have emotions and they do have feelings. You know, just by talking to her and just by the feeling that she getting from them. And that's why I say her story is amazing and it's one in a million. And I titled this The Loss of an Alpha. And you'll see why when I get into this encounter. So without further ado, let's jump right into this encounter. Tajay's encounter, part 3. As you all know, Tajay said that days would go by and she wouldn't see these creatures, not even getting that feeling that she usually get when she know they around. So she say she woke up on a Monday morning. She woke up late, like 11:30. She says she get up, get herself together, and she goes in the kitchen and she sits down and talks to her grandmother. Grandmother say, "Can you go check the mail?" So she goes out and she checks the mailbox. She grabs what was in there and she heads back to go in the house. She say, but before she head back to go in the house, she can hear a vehicle coming up the road. Now, mind you, they out there by themselves, so she don't know what's coming up. So she goes in the house, give her grandmother the mail. She said, "Grandma, I'm gonna go sit out back." She said, "You not hungry?" She said, "No, I'm not hungry yet. I'll let you know." She goes and sit out back. She do what she always do, cause she's trying to get this feeling, because she wants to know that this alpha is okay. So she's sitting out back. All of a sudden, she catch something out the corner of her peripheral vision. It's two guys walking on the side coming in on her grandmother property. So Ty J turns and she asks them, "Can I help you?" They said, "Oh no, we just came out here to just look around." She said, "Well, you can't do that because this is my grandmother's property and you shouldn't be on it." He said, "No, no, it's okay. We just gonna look around and we gonna leave." So she goes to the back door, open, and calls her grandmother out. Her grandmother comes out and say, "Why are y'all on my property?" He said, "No, ma'am. We don't mean no disrespect or no harm. You don't have to worry about nothing. We just want to walk around and then we're going to leave. She said, no, you should leave now. So Tajay pulls her grandmother to the side. And this is what she tells her grandmother. She said, Grandma, I think they out here for those creatures. And so her grandmother looks over at them again and say, look, I think y'all should leave or I'm going to be forced to call the law. So they both looked at Tajay and the grandmother. And Tajay said this was one of them words. They said, okay, for now. So they leave. Grandmother tell Tajay, come on, let's just come on and go in the house. So Tajay goes back in the house. She sits down. Grandmother fixes something to eat. So after Tajay finished eating, she said, Grandma, I'm going to go in the room. So Tajay goes in the room and she lays down. She wants to get that feeling that these creatures are okay. So Tajay wind up falling asleep. And she said while she was asleep, she said she had a crazy dream. And in her dream, she said that this great creature kept attacking this alpha male. She said she didn't know what it meant, but she said she would wake up in cold sweats because she built a bond with them. She cared about them. She didn't want nothing to happen to them. So when she wakes up, she goes in there, sit down and talk to her grandma. She tell her grandmother, she said, Grandma, I haven't seen them. They haven't been coming around. And she said, baby, I'm sure that they're okay. I'm sure they can take care of themselves. You'll see them again if it's meant to be. So Tajay said, you right, Grandma. Tajay goes in the room, lays down. She said she wind up falling asleep. She sleep through the night. She wake up the next day, sit up in the bed, and she gaze over out the window. But she don't get that feeling. Gets up, grandmother, fixing breakfast. She goes out there. She eats breakfast. So she tell her grandmother, I'm going to go back out here and sit again. Grandmother say, I know your routine by now, Tajay. And Tajay said she just smiled at her. So Tajay goes out back. Now this time when Tajay goes out back, she sits down and she gazes up into the tree line, up in the woods. And she's looking because she want to get this feeling. So she says she gets up, she walks down the steps, and she continue to walk towards the tree line. She said she don't know what made her do this, but she just did it. Because she said she really wanted to see and make sure that these creatures was okay. So she walks up and she goes in the tree line. She don't go far and she stands. And when she stands, she says she can hear something to her left. She don't know how far, but she can hear something to her left walking. So she turns around and she leaves out the woods because she don't know what it is. She didn't get this feeling. Now, mind you, she said she didn't get this feeling, so she don't know what it is. So she goes back out and she runs and she get back up on the top of the porch and she looks. She looks over to her left, over in the woods. And when she looks over there in the woods, she could see this gray creature coming into view. And then she stopped and she think. She said, I thought these guys said that they shot this thing. This is what they told her. And the guy said, I know I hit it because I seen it stumble back. So she looking at this gray creature come into focus. And she watching it. She said that's when this gray creature looked in her direction. And it started to growl. She said she can hear it clear as day. She can hear this creature clear as day. She said she know this creature had bad intents. She said she know this creature wanted to hurt her. This is what she said. This is what she said. That's what it felt like to her. So she watching this thing, and this thing just growling at her. She said that's when it start to walk outside of the tree line and walk down towards the other end of the tree line where she came out at. She said it went down there, it walked in, and it urinated again. She said she watched this thing urinate again, like it's marking its territory. Like this is what this thing want to do. It just want to take over. It want to take over the pack. Because she said maybe this gray one know that the alpha is hurt. That's what she's saying. She don't really know, but that's what she's saying. So this gray one is just urinating and marking these areas. And then it turns and look at her again. She said this thing gave her a look that looked at evil. And it ran back up to the left through the tree line. And she could just hear it running through. So Tajay goes in the house and she tells her grandmother. She said, Grandma, I seen that great one again. She said, where, baby? She said, I seen it coming out of the tree line. And I'm not seeing the black one. So I don't know if something happened to him or not. Tajay said she getting real emotional talking to her grandmother because she ain't been seeing these black creatures. Tajay said a week had passed. She not seeing them. She not getting that feeling that she get when she know that these creatures is around. So Tajay said on the 9th day, she's sitting in her room. And she said this was when about the sun was getting ready to go down. Tajay said she's sitting on the bed and she's looking at the window, just gazing out. She say she gets that feeling. She jumps up, looks out the window, runs out her room real fast and goes out back on the porch. And she stand and she gaze into the tree line. She said that's when she could hear something walking, bipedal. And she said it's more than one. The two young ones come into view. And she said when they come into view, they stand there. She said they stand there and then they start to sniff the air. And when they start to sniff the air, she said they start walking back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Like she didn't know what they was doing. Then they sniffing near a tree. The same tree where this gray one urinated at. So she said, and these is her words, what it looked like to her is that they urinated over this spot because they didn't like the smell. They knew it was another one of these creatures out here somewhere. So that's what they did. Then they turned and walked back out of the tree line, both of them. She's standing on the back porch. She not going down. She just watching them. She said she stand there and she watched both of them look in her direction. And they just look. And she said while she looking at them, one of them just tilt their head. And then it tilts it back up. Then it turns around. One turns around, drops to all fours, and continue to walk up in the tree line. Now, mind you, the other one is still there. The other one is still there and is watching Tajay. It takes a few more feet to walk forward, and then it stopped. That creature stopped, and it looks at Tajay. Tajay said that the look that this creature had on his face, like it was worried. These is just the words. How she give it to me, I'm gonna give it to y'all. She said this creature looked like it was worried. So after it did that, it turned, dropped to all fours, and it walked up in the tree line, and they disappeared in the night. Tajay goes in the house. She goes back in her room because she's still worried about the alpha. She's still worried about him because she haven't been seeing him. And that's not like him because he always came around to show his presence. So Tajay said, a few more days pass. Tajay said she gets up one morning. She gets up, she goes in there, she gets herself together, and she sits in the living room. She watched TV. She said while she's sitting there watching TV, her grandmother said, you want to go with me in town so I can grab some things? Tajay said, no, I'm going to just stay in the house. I don't really feel like doing nothing. So the grandmother leave to go in town to get some things. Tajay said, so she's sitting there and she's looking at TV. Boom. Tajay gets that feeling again. And this time when she gets that feeling, she gets up, she walks out back. She stands on the same back porch like she do all the time. And she gazes up in the tree line. And when she look up in the tree line, she could see this tall black figure come into view. And when it come into view, it's the alpha. She said, but he was walking slow. She said the alpha came into view, walked out of the tree line, and continued to walk across the property. It walked across the property. She said it stopped like midway, and it stood there, and it looked at Tajay. Tajay walked off the back porch down and stood at the bottom. Tajay said, that's when this creature spoke to her again. Tajay said that's when this creature communicated with her again. And she said that this creature said, it's going to be okay. I'm okay. She said, then it turned and it walked back up in the tree line. Tajay said she wanted to run after it so bad, but she didn't. She said she was just happy just to see this creature again and to know that it was okay. But a part of her kept saying, he's not okay. So Tajay walked as he went and disappeared into the tree line. Tajay go back up and she sit on the back porch because she want him to come back. She sit there. It's getting later and later. Grandmother come home. She comes out back and say, you still out here? She said, yeah, I'm getting ready to come in. No action. Tajay, she goes in the house. She goes to sleep. Tajay said the next day when she wake up, she can hear some people knocking on the door. And when they go to the door, and this is what Tajay said, when they go to the door to answer, it's the authorities. So when they open the door, they ask the grandmother. They said, we got a call to say it's some suspicious activity going on around on your property. We want to walk around and take a look. So the grandmother, she just sitting there puzzled. So Tajay say, okay, go ahead. You can have a look, because Tajay said she know that these creatures ain't gonna come around when somebody else is there. She said they not dumb, they smart. They know not to come around when somebody else is there. So they goes around back, they check. They walks up in the woods, walk through and see if they see anything. They don't see nothing. So they walks back to the house, tell the grandmother. Grandmother said, is y'all okay? Did y'all find what y'all was looking for? I said, no, we just walked around. We just got a call saying that it was some suspicious activity going on your property. Somebody called in and said it was these large thugs running around here. So Tajay looking at this, this police the whole time, and she looking at his demeanor, because a part of Tajay saying that these law enforcement already know what's out here. So Tajay say she not gonna fall for that. So she sit there and say, I don't know what nobody talking about. I don't know about no large thugs out here. We don't have nothing on our property. You just walk back there to see for yourself. You didn't see nothing. You don't see no footprints. You don't see nothing. He said, okay, you right. We just had somebody call us to tell us this. So I just came out to do our investigation, and now we leaving. So she said after they did all that, they leave. And Tajay and her grandmother, when they got back in there to sit down, Tajay said, that's one thing I know. They won't come around when a stranger is here. That's one thing I know they won't do. So Tajay and the grandmother, they still sitting down, and they still talking. And Tajay said, I seen him, grandma. She said, what? She said, I seen the big one, the alpha. And she said, oh, you did? She said, yeah, he came around. She said, but he was walking kind of slow. He didn't seem himself. And she told her grandmother, she said, but he spoke to me. I'm going to stop here, and then I'm going to upload the other part. Thank you.